right now on 12 News at 10.
I'm meteorologist Chris Dunn. Our weather this weekend making a little bit of a tropical connection, but will that result in rain for us? I've got your weather impact forecast for the holiday weekend.
I'm Tiani Jadling in Phoenix. First Fridays have looked a bit different in the past couple months, and while some business owners say it's better for business, artists say they want the arts market back. Additional details tonight.
I'm Chase Golightly at Lake Pleasant. Tonight, a Valley man searching for a very special gift he says was stolen here. What we know coming up.
And as the Valley prepares for America's 250th birthday, how you can find a 4th of July celebration near you.
12 News at 10 starts now.
Well, we are just hours away from America's 250th birthday, and the Valley is ready to ring in the nation's Independence Day. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kadiba Devine. Mark Curtis has the night off. Well, whether it's a barbecue or fireworks, or you're just going to go for a swim, you are likely planning to spend some time outside tomorrow to celebrate the 4th of July. Let's check in now with meteorologist Chris Dunn with a first look at our weather impact forecast. So, Chris, how's the weather looking for the holiday?
Well, Caribe, if you're looking for a totally sunny day, I think you're going to be out of luck because we have lots of clouds moving in tonight. These high clouds are actually coming from an area from a former tropical storm well off the coast of Baja California. It's right out here. There's a little spin of low pressure, and all we're seeing are the high clouds coming at us from the south and the southwest. Now, later in the monsoon, if we have that tropical connection, we would be talking about a really big increase in the chance of storms around here. But it's early in the season. We have very dry air down below, and just about all of this moisture is above 10 to 15,000 feet in the air. So if anything would try to fall out of those clouds, it has a long way to go and a lot of dry air to battle before it would get all the way down to the ground. Our rainfall projection for the next 3 days, pretty much in the White Mountains of far eastern Arizona, and that's about it. There may be some areas of virga, little streamers coming out of the clouds, and if you saw one or two little sprinkles, even in the valley, count yourself lucky. Lots of clouds, not much rain because we have really dry air at the surface. We're going to go with ones for northern Arizona, the rim of the White Mountains for tomorrow on the monsoon meter, as again, it's mostly just clouds, maybe a brief sprinkle. Best chance of that happening in the higher terrain north and east of the valley. As we go through the weekend, we'll get rid of some of those clouds, but it'll increase the chance for some storms in some parts of the state. Also definitely increasing the temperatures. We'll talk about the big warm up coming up.
All right, Chris, we'll see you in a few minutes. A woman who was 9 months pregnant when a Buckeye police officer allegedly hit her in the head is now suing the city in federal court. She is filing the lawsuit on behalf of herself and her baby boy, who was born just 3 weeks after the incident. Mackenzie Padilla was handcuffed in a booking room last November when surveillance video shows then Officer Carrie Carrico striking her. The lawsuit also says that Carrico admitted to investigators that she failed to use safety protocols by not putting Padilla in a seatbelt in the back of her patrol car out of frustration. Carrico resigned last month. She's pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of aggravated assault. Take a look at this video. This is from the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. They're showing a critical rescue of a hiker on Picacho Peak. It happened a few weeks ago back in June. That's when we had temperatures around 105 degrees. The hiker told rescuers that he simply ran out of water and needed help getting down the mountain.
When you're hiking in these conditions, if it's hard for you, it's hard for the rescue teams as well. We don't always have a helicopter available. That's not always a resource. And in that case, we're sending our volunteers, who are the real heroes in a lot of these cases, to go up there, hike to rescue. So you are putting yourself in some danger when you're hiking in these environments, and you have to understand that.
Well, thankfully, this hiker was not seriously hurt. Sergeant Campbell says that he hopes the video serves as a reminder that no matter the trail, hikers need to proceed with caution during the summer months. It has now been just over 2 months since officials announced some major changes to First Friday in downtown Phoenix following a string of violent incidents in the area. Back in April, organizers decided to remove street closures and outside vendors in an effort to prevent some of those problems. 12 News journalist Tiani Jadling is live now in downtown Phoenix, and she spoke with some business owners and some residents about how they're adapting to these changes. Tiani?
Crew Bay, most of the businesses we spoke with say, well, they miss the traditional experiences that would come with First Friday. They say these changes have also been good for business. For the first time in years, Roosevelt Row was open to traffic during the first Friday of May. Businesses and art galleries remained open, but the vendors that once lined the streets were gone. The change came after a string of violent incidents happened at the monthly event. While First Friday now looks different, some businesses say they're enjoying the change.
It's gotten a lot better. The waves of kids that we were seeing during that time, we're not seeing anymore. A lot more foot traffic to the business. People are able to get downtown now without the street closures.
Just before the changes went into effect, businesses 12 News spoke to say they never knew what to expect come the first Friday of the month.
It just seems like every first Friday it's ending in some type of catastrophe.
The decision came from the Downtown Phoenix and Roosevelt Row Community Development Corporation. The Arts Market street closure and vendors are gone until further notice, something small business owners say actually leads more foot traffic into their storefronts.
We have so many performers out here during First Friday, so now it's just people walking the sidewalks and you can't happen to see our flags, you can't happen to see our business, and you're not distracted by anything else but the business on the sidewalks.
And while the majority of businesses we spoke to say it's helped with business, artists throughout the community say it's missing what's most important.
I believe it should be brought back and again focus on the arts.
And they have their own wishes for the event to return to what it once was.
I definitely supported small artists like us and, so we definitely miss it and we hope it comes back, but for the right reasons.
Now, First Fridays is still going strong. You can see neighbors have really shown out even without that street fair. Many of those businesses we spoke to earlier staying open a tad bit later for that extra foot traffic. Live in Phoenix, I'm Tiani Jadling, 12 News.
All right, good to see things still happening out there, Tiani. Thank you. Well, now to the very latest on the pocket fire that continues to burn near Sedona. It's burned over 23,000 acres and is 25% contained. Today, officials announced that Oak Creek Canyon and State Route 89A will be closed through the holiday weekend. That's because if evacuations do become necessary, additional traffic in the canyon would make evacuations more difficult and even dangerous. Meanwhile, folks in the Flagstaff area could continue to deal with pollution advisories due to the smoke from the wildfire, which is not expected to let up this weekend.
Wildfire smoke has some chemicals in it that can add to the ozone and allow ozone to create more. So people are breathing in lots of higher ozone levels and smoke. We're expecting for smoke, we're expecting much of the same we've been seeing the past few days. Smoke going over to the northeast, over to the Flagstaff area. So Flagstaff could continue to see elevated smoke levels the next couple of days. We have to take it a day at a time.
Just keep in mind, more than a dozen trails in the area also remain closed due to the fire. You can find a full list of those trails on our website at 12news.com. Well, Scottsdale fire crews jumped into action to fight a brush fire. This was near the TPC in Scottsdale this afternoon. It broke out at about 3:30, burning about a quarter acre of desert vegetation. The first fire crews were on scene in under 2 minutes, helping it stop from spreading. No injuries were reported, and officials are still investigating how the fire started. With increased wildfire danger due to the 4th of July, Scottsdale Fire will have 4 brush trucks staged around the city and ready to respond. Tonight, a Valley man is asking for the community's help. He says that a special kayak that was given to him by his father-in-law before he died was stolen. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with him at Lake Pleasant, where it was taken.
This happened a few weeks ago on the southwest side of Lake Pleasant. The owner telling me his kayak was stored in a secure area. On Friday, everyone was out enjoying Lake Pleasant.
And try to get out as much as possible.
Especially Doug Macy, who lives in Goodyear.
I got to be by the water. It's just part of me.
Whether it be by boat, paddleboard, or kayak.
The kayak is fun because it was a fast one that I had. I could shoot right over there to the cove.
But this bright yellow kayak isn't just one he picked up. It was his father-in-law's who gave it to Macy as a special gift before he died.
I enjoyed it. It was, my father-in-law, it was one of his favorites. Since he passed away, I kind of like to keep some things, and it was an Old Town. He loved the Old Town kayaks.
Remembering the trips out on the water they would have together, he kept it stored by his boat near Scorpion Bay. But when Macy went to go get it a few weeks ago, he said it was gone, believing it was stolen.
And that's a secured area too. So anybody that's going in there, driving in there, has to have a pass.
Upset it happened in an area that he pays money each month to store items for the lake, and that his one connection to his father-in-law was taken.
People have lost, much more expensive things. It could be jewelry. Yeah, it's just the point of it. It's not theirs. You shouldn't take it.
Macy said he's reached out to Lake Pleasant staff, other lake goers, and made a post on Facebook asking that whoever took the kayak to return it.
I don't wish anything bad, but bring it back.
At the same time, asking for more security measures are put in place, so if something like this happens again, the person responsible won't get away with it.
Hopefully they'll keep the eyes out for people trying to take stuff that isn't theirs.
At Lake Pleasant, Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Oh, hopefully that kayak will turn up. All right, Chase, thank you.